Hello Stampers, it's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie. Welcome to my Facebook Live today featuring some really cute note cards and Hoot Hoot Hooray. I told you I had a few more projects for you and I wanted to share those today so that you had time to go ahead and place your order if there are items that you're wanting before they sell out. So I'm just gonna gather the items that I'm using today, and before I get started, I would like to say, if you are finding me for the very first time today, thank you so much for taking time to follow my video. I hope that you will hit the subscribe or follow button if you're following me on YouTube or Facebook. And if you'll just give me a minute, I'm gonna make sure that I have everything all set up here with my live feed, making sure I'm live and right side up. And if you're on, go ahead and just let me know you're here. I would appreciate it. Thanks so much. Again, welcome. Happy Friday morning. And it's sunny where I am here in Traverse City, Michigan. I haven't been outside yet, but it looks sunny from inside, so I'm not sure if it's warm or not. So today I'm going to show you how to create these fun cards. Now, this is a package of, they're the scallop note cards and envelopes. So you're gonna get, I believe it's 16. They come in petal pink, calypso coral, old olive, and balmy blue. And then you also get coordinating envelopes. They're super cute, super fast and easy to make a lot of really cute cards. I'm thinking that this would be a really great set to, if you have, first of all, if you want to make fast cards for yourself, if you have a lot of them to make, but also if you have young kids, if you want to be stamping with your kids or grandkids, this is a nice set because the images are bigger and they can be stamped, but they don't have to be colored a lot, or they can be stamped right onto the front of the card. Now I am using, I'm gonna slide these out of the way. This is one of my favorite, and I apologize in advance. My dies are not in here very pretty, but I wanna show you. They're the Stitch So Sweetly. So what you're gonna get are several rectangles, and let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, I believe there's 6, and you can see that they're scalloped and they're also stitched. So when you cut them out, I'm going to pull this from over here so you can see they have a little stitched edge here and they're scalloped, and it's nice because they're layering, so you can make frames with them. You can stamp different images. This one's a pretty big size one. And then it also comes with a couple other ones that I kind of look at as like labels. You can put things in. So there's that one, this one, and 2 other small ones. So they're a great set to own because they're very versatile. And again, that's called Stitch So Sweetly. And I did already cut those pieces out. The other thing that I'm using is these 6x6 paper stacks. If you haven't seen them, these are the newest in colors, but they come with lots of different designs in here. So you have on one side is that design, here's the other, and I believe it depends on which pack you're getting, how many colors are in there, but they come in all the color suites. So you can see there's a couple different designs in here, 4 different designs to be exact. And they come in each of the color suites. So these are a good item to have as well, just so that you can have a good variety of your designer paper, and it makes your cards quick and easy. So this is what I'm going to be using today, not this particular one because they come in all the suites. So I have coordinated it with the little note cards here. So again, this is balmy blue, old olive, petal pink, and calypso coral. And then I'll just be using the Hoot Hoot Hooray stamp set. So as I said, I did do some pre-cutting because I didn't want you to have to watch me do that. So I cut this piece here, which is going to go on the inside here. That is cut at 3/4 of an inch by 5. And then I have each of my note cards and then my scallop piece. Now I'm hoping to do some stamping, and I did not bring my piercing mat, so that could be a problem. But I'm just going to go ahead and stamp. I'm not going to make all of these cards because I don't want you to have to sit and watch me color all of them. But let me ink this up real quick and show you how fast it is. Now again, you could, instead of using this scallop piece, you could just stamp right on the front of the card, and that would be just as cute. So there is that one. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any kids that you're stamping with, or grandkids. I like to stamp with kids. I like how they're not perfectionists usually, and they think outside of the box. And so sometimes they are able to teach me some things that I might have forgotten about, or, you know, if they make a mistake, it's not the end of the world because they know it's a handmade card and it's beautiful. So there is that one. I'm just going to do 2 of them today. And, but again, I'm using all of the stamps from Hoot Hoot Hooray. And I'm going to set that one aside so that I don't get any ink on it. So I'm going to use Old Olive for this flower because it's Old Olive card base and Old Olive designer paper. So I'm just going to color the leaves real quickly. Now you know that our Stampin' Blends markers, they do come in a dark and a light, so you could do some blending, but today I'm just going to color them simple. Now I'm going to show you real quickly. I did do some blending on this. So with the outside petals of the flower, I colored with the light Calypso Coral. I colored the whole thing. Then I used a little bit of the dark Calypso Coral and just blended them. So you can see that you can get a little bit of blending going there, but you don't have to blend. It looks really cute with just straight coloring, and a lot of times that's what I do, is just straight coloring. And this is the light Calypso Coral. So if you're visiting me today and you have not yet clicked the subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button, because it helps YouTube know that I have people watching, and then it shows more of my videos. So if you would click subscribe, and then you'll never miss a video that I make, because sometimes on Facebook you don't always see them, and this way you'll get a notification and you can choose if that's something that you want to watch, or you can save it and watch it for later. So I would appreciate if you would just click the red subscribe button, and if you would like to, hit the bell and you'll get notifications of all of the videos. Now I'm just taking this piece of, again, 3/4 inch by 5, and I'm going to adhere it right on this edge so that when the scallop is there, you can see it. And I'm going to take a little piece of petal pink ribbon, and I'm just going to tie a little knot. Let me grab my paper snips. And this is the ribbon that I'm using. It's the organdy striped ribbon. Hopefully you can see that okay. I like the way that it ties. It stays in a knot really well. Looks like I tied a little, or got a little too much ribbon, but I can cut it off. I'm just tying a knot today instead of a bow. I'm going to cut off the ends there, just a little tail. And then the last thing that I need to do is take a couple dimensionals, put it on the back here to pop it up, because everything looks better with dimensionals, right? Now this stamp set, just to mention to you, is going to be retired. It will not be in the new catalog, so once it sells out, we won't be able to get it anymore. The dies are carrying over. The Stitch So Sweetly dies are carrying over. The note cards are not. So there's card number 1. So simple and easy, and you can see, I'll lift it up again. I did do a little bit of blending on this one to bring out some of the darker for the center, and you can do that, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Card making is about, I do like to have very pretty and cute designs on the outside, but more it's about the note on the inside. And that's why these are so fun to do, because they're quick and easy, and it doesn't take a lot of time to make something that looks so cute. And you can send it off and get a note in someone's mailbox and make them smile. And what's more important than that? I've sent out a ton of cards. I have shared with you, usually whenever I send out cards, I'll share a little image of them. I've probably sent about 150 cards during our stay-at-home orders, and I hope that I've made some people smile during that time. I'm just coloring this with, I believe it's light. Oh, this is dark pool party. Hopefully I've made some people smile, and that's what I like to do. And I just like being creative, and hopefully you like to create too. It does relieve a lot of stress. Just to color, I love to color. As a kid, I loved to color. And the one thing too that I should mention about these Stampin' Blends markers, if you love to color while I'm coloring in, when I was a kid, my crayons were good and the markers were good, but it seemed like they always left lines in between when you were coloring, and I didn't like that. I always was trying to smooth them out. These are alcohol-based markers, so they smooth themselves out and you don't get any of that lined coloring. And again, because they're alcohol markers, you can do some blending with them, and I'll show you some of that later, but today we're just keeping it simple. And so this is light Calypso Coral that I'm coloring the top of the cupcakes. I'm coloring them this color so they can coordinate with the card and envelope, but you could color them any color. And then the last thing I need to do is color this little stick here for the banner, and I'm going to do that in light crumb cake. And then one last thing, I don't know if you noticed, I put this little piece of ribbon in here. I thought it added a little bit of, just a little bit of texture and dimension to the card. I'm always trying to add something extra that will pop the card up a little bit, but if you don't want to, you can just leave yours plain and simple. All right, and how I did that is I just started folding it up. I made a little loop, and then this last piece is gonna come over, and I can arrange it a little bit, so I'm just gonna grab it here. I'm gonna turn my card over, put a little adhesive, stick it down there. Now I can turn it over and make sure that it's exactly the way I want it to be. And I don't want it to stick out too far because it will go over the edge of the card, so that I'm good with that. And let's put some dimensionals. I am gonna put a little more adhesive on here just to make sure that sticks down, but I am also gonna put a dimensional on top of it. You could put a little piece of tear and tape, I suppose. Let me do that just to make sure that it stays in place, and you don't even need to tear the end off because it doesn't need to stick to anything. So again, a few dimensionals here. Do you guys use this many dimensionals? Leave me a heart or a happy face or something if you use a lot of dimensionals on your cards too. I don't like the middle to smush down, and so I always make sure to put a lot of dimensionals. Whoops, I forgot to get my card base here. So again, don't forget to hit the like button if you're following me on Facebook or on YouTube. Click follow or subscribe. If you're following me right now on Facebook, on YouTube, you can come on over to Facebook. We would love to have you in our group. It's facebook.com/stampitwithdebbie. And we do some fun things over there. We like to share and give things away. So if you would join me over there, that would be great. Thanks for the love, whoever's sending me some. I appreciate it. Some thumbs up. Okay, so again, I'm just taking that little piece of designer paper, and this is a good way too to use up some scraps. I'm putting it in there. And you notice that this one I turned into the landscape mode instead of portrait like the other one. So again, these are our 4 cards and super simple and easy to make. And they would be great to do some stamping with if you have any grandkids or young kids or even neighborhood kids in the summertime. Would be a great little way to stamp with them. Kids love to stamp and be creative. So thank you so much for visiting me today, and I hope that you will stop by again and see what I have going on. I will be having some more projects next week, some fun fancy folds, and a new virtual class to share with you. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for the love, everyone. I appreciate it. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you again real soon.